Begin with you. Buffett's gone. Are you staying around?
You know, it is disappointing, and it's something that's a little bit of a surprise, quite honestly, Scott, because we know what a hit the airlines took, obviously. That was very clear, and how the numbers look right now, and some of the recovery period. So a lot of what Warren Buffett did, it makes some sense, Scott. I just think that at this point in time, it seems like you feel like, was he getting out on the lows? I mean, I look forward a little bit here on the Delta and some of the other names, and I think there is some upside. I think as we come back online more, people get more comfortable with airline travel, and it will take some time, but it depends on, I guess, your view. Right now, I'm only in the options for Delta, and they had a great run up until we found out that the Oracle was bailing. Then we had that 13% push to the downside this morning. They cut that back a little bit, but I think that there's going to be some pressure on there, so I'm not happy necessarily about these calls because they will likely expire long before we have that move to the upside that I was looking for.
Bryn, you know, I'm wondering, by virtue of this Buffett move, and you have a small position in Delta as well, if this is just a statement that this group of stocks right now specifically is uninvestable. If the greatest investor of all time sells out completely, and who knows at what particular prices he got out, but that's a statement in and of itself.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, it's a statement. The Buffett backstop is out of the airline stocks. I mean, I think when we look back in history, today will probably be one of the worst, capitulation days for the airlines that we'll have probably ever seen. Because ultimately, stocks go higher because there's more buyers than sellers. And today, who's buying the airlines? And so, we own a small position. We sold calls against it. But as investors, we're very pragmatic investors. We're not dogmatic investors. And so I don't know if we'll move out of this today. We will move out of this airline position, though, because there's a ton of other companies that will not have this negative headwind. Because I think, as Buffett said many things, we just don't know the trajectory of the U.S. economy recovery. And so we just don't want to dig our heels in and stay in it because we don't have to make it back the same way we lost it.
So, Jim Lebenthal, you're in Alaska Airlines, and here's what I want you to do, okay? If the Oracle is out completely, and you believe that people should invest in airline stocks still, I want you to look into the camera, address our viewers, and tell them why they should own an airline stock today if Buffett says he is gone completely.
Well, yeah, good question. I'm not in airlines plural stocks, and I wouldn't buy Delta, United, or American Airline. There's a very specific reason that I'm in Alaska Airlines, which is that basically it has almost no debt net of cash on its balance sheet. The other three, they have tens of billions of net debt. So the thesis here, number one, is it's part of a portfolio. I can't just own Microsoft and Amazon and all those sorts of names. I want to have something that's going to have a little bit more upside. I think the airline industry as a whole will survive. But I look at a company like Alaska as the only one within that regime that is best positioned to last a 90% decline in revenues for the immediate future. Frankly, I've done the analysis. I think it can go 9 months with zero revenue with the cash that it has on hand, no more borrowing. But look, at the end of the day, we're investors. We're picking stocks. I am not recommending the airline industry as a whole, have not and will not. But Alaska Airlines is a special stock that's worth a look based on its balance sheet.